Hello, I welcome you to my channel Linguistics and Research Guideline. Building a better vocabulary. Vocabulary can be defined as the words of a language, including single items and phrases or chunks of several words which convey a particular meaning, the way individual words do. Vocabulary addresses single lexical items, words with specific meanings, but it also includes lexical phrases or chunks. How to learn vocabulary? Learning vocabulary is a very important part of learning a language. The more words you know, the more you will be able to understand what you hear and read. And the better you will be able to say what you want to when speaking or writing. We know that young children acquire vocabulary indirectly. First, by listening when others speak or read to them, and then by using words to talk to others. As children begin to read and write, they acquire more words through understanding what they are reading and then incorporate these words into their speaking and writing. So, vocabulary knowledge varies greatly among learners. The word knowledge gap between groups of children begins before they enter school. Why do some students have a richer, fuller vocabulary than some of their classmates? The reasons are language-rich home with lots of verbal stimulation, wide background experiences, read to at home and at school, read a lot independently, early development of world consciousness. What is vocabulary and what are vocabulary items? A vocabulary, also known as word stock, is a set of familiar words within a person's language. Our vocabulary, usually developed with age, serves as a useful and fundamental tool for communication and acquiring knowledge. The body of words used in a particular language. The importance of vocabulary development. According to Stephen Stoll 2005, vocabulary knowledge is knowledge. The knowledge of a word not only implies a definition but also implies how that word fits into the world. We continue to develop vocabulary throughout our lives. Words are powerful. Words open up possibilities, and of course that's what we want for all of our students. 4 types of vocabulary. Vocabulary refers to the words we must understand to communicate effectively. Educators often consider 4 types of vocabulary: listening, speaking, reading and writing. Listening vocabulary refers to the words we need to know to understand what we hear. Speaking vocabulary consists of the words we use when we speak. Reading vocabulary refers to the words we need to know to understand what we read. Writing vocabulary consists of the words we use in writing. So vocabulary plays a fundamental role in the reading process and contributes greatly to a reader's comprehension. A reader can't understand a text without knowing what most of the words mean. Students learn the meanings of most words indirectly through everyday experiences with oral and written language. Other words are learned through carefully designed instructions. What is the largest type of vocabulary? Literate person's vocabulary. A literate person's vocabulary is all the words they can recognize when reading. This is generally the largest type of vocabulary, simple because a reader tends to be exposed to more words by reading than by listening. Importance of vocabulary. A vocabulary is a set of words within a language that are familiar to a particular person. Every person's particular vocabulary is unique and often not given much thought or attention, as it tends to develop with age and grow and evolve over time. It is ordinarily defined as all of the words known and used by a particular person, although knowing a word is not as simple as you may think. There are many components that go into knowing a word: orthography, written form, phonology, spoken form, reference, meaning, semantics, concept and reference, register, appropriate usage, collocation, lexical neighbors, word associations, syntax, grammatical function, morphology, word parts. So, of course, with these many facets of word knowledge come many different types of vocabulary. We have all at some part of our lives made ourselves look slightly foolish by having a stab at a new word that we have only ever read and getting the pronunciation completely wrong. These occasions, although quite unbearable at the time, are perfect examples of a gap between your reading and speaking vocabulary. Why is vocabulary so important? Vocabulary is critical to reading success for three reasons. Comprehension improves when you know what the words mean. Since comprehension is the ultimate goal of reading, you can't overestimate the importance of vocabulary development. Words are the currency of communication. A robust vocabulary improves all areas of communication: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. How many times you have ask your students or your own children to use your words? When children and adolescents improve their vocabulary, their academic and social confidence and competence improve too. Toolbox of vocabulary. Every good mechanic has a toolbox full of tools. Some tools are used more than others, but everyone has a specific purpose. In much the same way, writers have a toolbox. This toolbox is constantly growing and is filled with items like grammar, punctuation, and capitalization rules, figurative language, rhyme, rhythm, and vocabulary. Just as really good mechanics can put out the right tools to make a good engine, even more powerful good writers can pull out the right tools at the right time to make good writing even more powerful. One tool that can power up your writing is a strong vocabulary. Thank you. Good luck.